All right, buckle up because we are diving headfirst back into the wicked world of Agatha All Along. Episode 2, it throws us right back into the action, picking up with Agatha, freshly sprung from Wanda's spell, and trust me, she's got questions just like us. But first, she bumps into this mysterious young man, and this is where our deep dive gets really juicy.
Yeah, what's captivating here is that theory you pointed out, this encounter. It's not just a random meeting. Your analysis suggests this boy could be Wiccan, Wanda's son, all grown up. And if that pans out, we're talking seismic shifts in the MCU, really.
Right, and it's not just who he might be, it's the sheer audacity of his claim. He tells Agatha he's the one who broke her free from Wanda's control.
Yeah.
That's not just impressive, it's practically unheard of.
Absolutely. To break someone free from the Scarlet Witch's magic. That hints at a power level we haven't even glimpsed from him yet. And remember those black marks on his fingers that you highlighted from episode 1? What if that's not ink, but a side effect of raw, potent magic he's barely containing?
Oh, see, I didn't even consider that.
Right.
And rewind for a second. That M symbol that flashes when he tries to tell Agatha his name, you caught that too, right?
Oh, definitely.
What's your take on that?
Definitely suspicious. It could be a protective enchantment, maybe even with ties back to Wanda herself. But it could also be a breadcrumb about his identity, something that the show's creators are cleverly holding back for now. Your theory about Wiccan's MCU origin story being linked to this inability to reveal his name is fascinating.
Right. The plot thickens. Okay, so we've got this potential magic prodigy who's hungry to learn, and Agatha, who's on a quest to reclaim her own power. They both need access to this elusive witch's road. Talk about a power couple in the making.
And to reach this witch's road, you need a coven. Which brings us to that fantastic montage you loved, where Agatha assembles her crew. And let me tell you, she doesn't play it safe.
Not at all. We meet Lilia Calderu, the psychic who sees right through Agatha's facade. Then there's Jennifer Kale, a potion whiz with a past, always a fan of a good redemption arc.
And let's not forget Alice Wu-Gulliver, the blood magic expert. That name is going to be important later, especially your observation about her family potentially being connected to Witch's Road. It's these seemingly small details that can unlock a whole new layer of understanding about the story.
Now, this is where your recap really threw me for a loop. Agatha choosing Sharon, the non-magical neighbor, to be the Green Witch, over Rio Vidal, a bona fide witch with the power to control plant life. That's not just intriguing, that's strategic.
It is.
There's definitely a method to Agatha's madness here.
It certainly raises questions. Why choose an unsuspecting neighbor over a powerful witch like Rio? Your recap notes that Agatha specifically avoids recruiting Rio, which suggests there's more to this decision than meets the eye. It's a thread I'm eager to see unraveled.
And as if things weren't already crackling with intrigue, in sweep the Seven of Salem, looking decidedly different from their comic book counterparts, wouldn't you say? Those outfits were a choice.
Their appearance definitely deviates from the source material. You describe them as almost demonic, which made me wonder, does this visual shift signal a darker role for them in the series? And what about their connection to Nicholas Scratch, Agatha's son in the comics? You made an excellent point about their potential significance in your recap, and I can't wait to see how that unfolds.
I know. Their costumes definitely had a don't mess with us vibe. But cautions aside, with the coven assembled, though maybe not in the way we expected things at Agatha's place, they take another turn towards the bizarre. Agatha's always been one to covet power, and her little scheme in this episode, it really highlights that, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. You picked up on Agatha's classic move, trying to goad the coven into attacking her, hoping to siphon off their powers. But here's what I find brilliant. They call her bluff. Your recap points out how they see through her manipulation, proving these witches are nobody's fools.
They're nobody's pawns either, which is refreshing to see. They signed up for a magical road trip, not a magical mugging. Speaking of the road trip, they do manage to open the door to Witch's Road just as the Seven of Salem come knocking. Talk about cutting it close. But as they're making their escape, did you catch how the boy goes silent? It gave me chills.
That detail jumped out at me too. It's almost as if something or someone is preventing him from revealing his true identity, even as Agatha probes for answers. Your analysis of this being a deliberate tactic to keep both Agatha and us viewers guessing is spot on. It creates such delicious tension.
Doesn't it? The writers definitely know how to keep us hooked. And speaking of being hooked, as you pointed out in your recap, episode 2 leaves us with more questions than answers. If I didn't know any better, I'd think Agatha was writing this show. What's the biggest mystery that's got you pondering?
It always comes back to the boy. What does he really want? Is he truly Wanda's son, driven by a desire for power? Or could there be something deeper at play? You highlighted the crucial moment when he tells Agatha that Witch's Road can give you what you desire most. What if his pursuit of power is a smokescreen, and his true desire is to find his mother within those mystical paths? Now that would be a game changer.
Oh, the thought of them reuniting inside Witch's Road. Now, that's a twist I didn't see coming, but I love where your head's at with that. Okay, so let's recap all these burning questions we're left with after your incredible breakdown of episode 2. We've got the mystery of the boy's true identity, the potential of his untapped power, his connection to Witch's Road, and what Agatha hopes to gain from all of this. It's like a magical pressure cooker just waiting to explode.
And let's not forget those enigmatic Seven of Salem. Their transformation in this series, it adds a whole new layer of intrigue to their already fascinating dynamic,
Right.
It makes you wonder, are they just power-hungry witches looking to make a quick grab? Or are they playing a longer, more sinister game here?
So many questions, and only time will tell what answers await. But hey, isn't that half the fun of diving deep into these stories with you? I don't know about you, but I'm already itching to see where they take us next. And speaking of taking things further, this is where you, dear listener, come in. We've explored some really intriguing theories today, but now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the boys' true intentions? Who do you think the Seven of Salem really are? Head over to social media and share your theories. You never know, your idea just might spark our next deep dive. Keep exploring those hidden depths.